Welcome back to Bike Hub, the home for real riders and pure machine lovers. Today, we're diving deep into one of the rawest, boldest, and most unapologetic cruisers of 2026, the Harley-Davidson Street Bob 114. This bike isn't just another model in Harley's Softail lineup, it's the spiritual successor to the old-school bobbers that defined American rebellion. So grab your helmet, crank up the volume, and let's hit the road with the 2026 Street Bob 114, where minimalism meets muscle. Design and styling. At first glance, the Street Bob 114 screams attitude. It's stripped down, compact, and mean-looking, exactly how a real Harley should be. For 2026, Harley-Davidson kept the soul intact but gave it some new details that sharpened its edge. You'll notice a redesigned LED headlamp, a cleaner tank graphic, and subtle tweaks to the Mini-Ape handlebars for a more aggressive stance. The rear fender remains short and chopped, exposing that fat rear tire that completes its classic bobber silhouette. The 2026 Street Bob 114 also comes with new color options: vivid black, Baja orange, and gunship gray metallic, each bringing its own mood to the street. Voiceover B-roll of close-ups. The blacked-out Milwaukee-Eight engine, the hidden rear suspension, and the minimal chrome touches, everything about this bike says, less talk, more torque. This is Harley's way of blending vintage DNA with modern aggression, and it works flawlessly. Engine and performance. Now let's talk about the heart of this beast, the Milwaukee-Eight 114 engine. This 1,868cc V-twin powerhouse is tuned for pure torque delivery, producing around 119 pound-feet of torque at 3,000 revolutions per minute. What that means in real life? A punch of raw muscle every time you twist the throttle. Voiceover. In 2026, Harley fine-tuned the fuel mapping and exhaust note for a smoother yet deeper growl. The dual counterbalancers keep vibration minimal at cruising speeds but still let you feel the pulse, that signature Harley heartbeat. 0 to 60 in just around 4.5 seconds, the Street Bob 114 might not be a sport bike, but it's definitely not slow. It's quick off the line, strong through the mid-range, and endlessly satisfying on open roads. Host. Whether you're riding through downtown or cruising the highway, this engine feels alive, it wants to move, it wants to roar, and it never wants to stop. Chassis and handling. Underneath, the Street Bob 114 rides on Harley's Softail chassis, which delivers that classic hardtail look while maintaining modern comfort. The bike features a mono-shock rear suspension hidden under the seat, giving a clean, rigid look but soaking up bumps effortlessly. The front forks are Showa dual bending valve units, offering a well-balanced front end with better control in corners. Host on camera. This bike isn't built for racetracks, but it handles better than you'd expect from a classic bobber. The mid-mounted foot controls give you a natural, commanding position. And with a low seat height of just 25.8 inches, it's friendly even for shorter riders. At 655 pounds wet weight, the Street Bob feels solid yet surprisingly agile, perfect for city riding and weekend cruising alike. Voiceover. The wide bars make it easy to maneuver, while the low center of gravity adds a touch of confidence in every corner. If you've ever thought Harleys were heavy or hard to control, this bike will change your mind. Technology and features. While the Street Bob 114 keeps things minimal, Harley didn't forget the modern touch. You get a keyless ignition, USB charging port, and a small digital display neatly tucked into the handlebar riser. The display shows your speed, gear position, trip meter, fuel range, and a digital tachometer. Voiceover. ABS is standard, across all trims, and you can also opt for Harley's RDRS safety enhancements, which include cornering traction control and electronic braking assist. Host on camera. But the beauty here is in the simplicity. The Street Bob doesn't drown you in electronics, it gives you just enough to stay connected, while keeping the riding experience raw and mechanical. And that's exactly what bobber lovers want. Comfort and ergonomics. Despite its stripped-down look, the 2026 Street Bob 114 is surprisingly comfortable. The Mini-Ape handlebars bring your hands up just right, keeping your posture upright and relaxed. The two-up seat with a passenger pad adds versatility, a small but welcome addition for those longer weekend rides. Voiceover B-roll. Harley also refined the seat padding this year, improving long ride comfort without losing that low-slung style. The rider triangle feels natural, not too stretched, not too tight. Host. Even after hours on the road, you won't feel beat up. It's the kind of bike that makes you want to keep riding, from sunrise to sunset. Braking and safety. Voiceover. The braking system on the Street Bob 114 remains solid, a single front disc with 4-piston caliper, and a 2-piston rear setup. It's not superbike level stopping power, but for a cruiser of this size, it's perfectly balanced. Host. The ABS kicks in smoothly when needed, and the feel through the lever is progressive and predictable. Combined with the improved traction control system, the 2026 Street Bob feels safer and more confident than ever before. Exhaust and sound. Let's talk about that sound, because no Harley review is complete without it. The 2026 Street Bob 114 features a slightly redesigned 2x2 offset shotgun exhaust that delivers that trademark Harley rumble. It's deeper, throatier, and a bit more refined, especially at idle. Voiceover. When you rev it, the tone climbs into that unmistakable V-twin growl. Not too loud, not too tame, just perfect. It's pure muscle music, the kind that echoes through city streets and mountain passes alike. Fuel economy and range. The 3.5-gallon fuel tank might look small, but the Street Bob 114 manages a respectable 47 miles per gallon average. That gives you a realistic range of around 160 miles, depending on your riding style. Voiceover. So whether it's daily commuting or weekend cruising, you'll have enough range to enjoy the ride without worrying about constant fuel stops. Customization options. Now here's where Harley really wins: customization. The Street Bob 114 is a blank canvas for self-expression. You can swap out the seat, handlebars, exhaust, mirrors, and even add LED light kits or sissy bars. Voiceover. B-roll. Harley-Davidson's genuine parts and accessories catalog now includes over 200 custom options specifically designed for the 2026 Street Bob. From blacked-out finishes to chrome touches, from comfort upgrades to performance exhausts, the possibilities are endless. No two Street Bobs need to look the same. Host. It's your bike, your attitude, your identity on two wheels. Riding experience. Let's talk about how it feels. The Street Bob 114 is the kind of bike that connects you directly to the road. Every gear change, every throttle twist, every vibration, it's pure communication between rider and machine. Voiceover. The ride is raw yet refined. There's torque on demand, smooth acceleration, and that addictive sense of freedom that only a Harley can deliver. Host. It's not about numbers or specs. It's about the experience, that visceral, emotional bond between you and the bike. And the 2026 Street Bob 114 delivers that in spades. Pricing and availability. The new 2026 Harley-Davidson Street Bob 114 starts at around $16,999 USD. With regional variations depending on color and accessories. Host. For what it offers, iconic design, legendary power, and unmatched street presence, that's solid value in the Harley lineup. Deliveries are expected to begin mid-2026, and pre-orders are already open in several markets. Final thoughts. So, what's the verdict? The 2026 Street Bob 114 is a reminder that simplicity can still be powerful.